talking about that why some of these startups succeed. The biggest factor, the biggest reason why some of these startups becoming successful and most of them are not. So in this video is very research based. So watch till the end, and I hope you are going to get something more important, informative about startups. So actually my name is Arvind Upadhyay and I am author of a book called Make a Startup, and also I am author of a book How to Start a Company. And I am coaching, mentoring founders from the last 10 years. And so in this research based video I am talking about what are the important factors that affect the overall success of any startup. So I have seen multiple and many startups in my life, some of them becoming successful, high successful startups, and few of them are got so much failure. So some of these startups. So what the biggest reason, what the main cause and factor that affecting the startup success? So I'm going to talk about a little bit in 3 to 4 minutes about it. And so I'm going to talk about the what the factor affect the most in the startup success, and what you choose. Okay, so number one thing is ideas are important. We all know for starting any startup we need a particular and a very original, very good idea for starting any startup. But ideas are very important, we all know that, and the good idea can make you $1 billion. Okay, so this is why I always recommend everyone that read old books, read books, because maybe a very good idea can fulfill your purpose, can fulfill your dream, because ideas are very important. So you have to generate ideas, and that is our life, and that is the important thing we can have. So ideas are such a truly important thing for us, and we cannot ignore that ideas are not important, because ideas are really important thing in anywhere in life, in startups, in business. Every time you need a very good ideas, and we generate thousands of the ideas every day, and few people write them down. And I always recommending, and I always suggest that whatever the ideas coming in your mind, just write down in a page on paper, in your notebook, in your diary, because you are just going to utilize them, that is particular idea, that particular thoughts that you have, because it's in the future, in the further you can utilize them for the purpose, for your better use. So it's important to having the ideas. Okay, so ideas, but you know what, in startup success ideas matter. So it's important for us, but the more than that, you have to focus on execution. You have to focus on ideas that you have to implement them for the better purpose, better outcome, better planning. So ideas are important, so it's important for all of us, but it's also important to particularly very good strategically implementation and execution of all of the ideas you generate every day. Second important thing is team is very important. When I was a kid, I was thinking that starting companies like having group of people, and this is absolutely true, having the group of people, and they are just a company with a group of people. And team is a very important part for the startup success. If you don't have very good team, the chances is very low for success, being successful in any startup. So you should always try to hire the right team, right people in your startup, because having the very good team members can affect overall the success of the startup, because they can have the generate the very good ideas. They can work very hard, very strategically for success of your startup. Third important thing is that funding. Okay, so funding is like I was thinking, and always think that there is my book also, the startup fundraising, where I teach people that fundraising is really important for the startup success. So you should have a startup funding. Few startups have lots of capital, lots of money, but they still not having very good success ratio because of few things. And the most important thing that I was think that just saying about is timing of the startup. So you have your customer, you have the offer to them your product service, but if they really don't need that particular timing, okay, so every successful startup you see overall, uh, they all are successful because of their good timing. So if you're starting a startup, think about that this is the right time to start this type of the startup. Is really the market need for the particular product service or anything? So you have to think about the right timing for your startup, because timing is the really important for any startup. So here I am categorizing what is the most important thing for any startup success. Number one thing is timing, 43%. So timing of the starting any startup is very important. Second important thing, ideas. You have to have very good ideas. Third important thing is that team members, you need very good team. Fourth important thing is that your business model, because few people say that I don't have any business model. But if you are going to pitch any startup founder, you are going to pitch any investor, or you are talking about the long term planning and sustainability of your startup, you need a very good business plan. So every startup need a good business plan for the success of the startup, because without that they cannot becoming successful. Any startup success depend on their good business plan. And fourth last important thing, funding. So funding is very less important. More than that, funding, your business plan is important, your team member important, your your ideas are important, and the absolutely important is timing of the starting any startup. So I hope this video was very helpful. And if you don't understand, replay it and don't note down everything. So note down the what the really important factor for a startup. Number one is timing. Number two is the important thing is Number two important thing is your ideas. Number three important thing is your team. And number fourth important the thing is funding. And number fourth important thing is the business plan. And number five is the funding. So this is the scenario, and these factors are going to affect this when you are starting a startup. Also, you can read my book Make a Startup for better understanding, for the better success of your startup. Although if you have any doubt, you can ask me. And you can also join my workshops, so you can help them boost the startup success and find the very good purpose and create a million and $1 million startup. I hope this is going to help you.